Inland Empire gun owners strive to be the ounce of prevention in the fight for your local rights. And how do they do it? Well, they do it by fundraising and getting local pro-gun candidates elected. So be part of the team. Join today. Go to iegunowners.com/join and join the growing number of responsible gun owners stepping up to defend our Second Amendment rights. That's iegunowners.com/join.
Welcome to the second hour of Gun Owners Radio, everybody. We have a prize to give away. If you join our newsletter and are lucky enough to get picked, you'll win I guess we're giving away Gun Owners Radio T-shirts from our merch section. So congratulations to this week's winner, Mr. Mark Duncan. Mark Duncan, thank you so much. Your T-shirt is on its way. If you would like to win a prize, probably a T-shirt, go to gunownersradio.com/subscribe and sign up for the Gun Owners Radio newsletter.
Can you win a hat?
Maybe. Do you want a hat?
I mean, I can get a hat from Rich.
So you're not signing up? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm already signed up.
All right, there you go. Well, some people have friends in high places.
So I got my hat.
I might know somebody.
I don't have a hat.
I know somebody.
You know,
somebody.
I know a
She
guy.
knows
I
a
got a
guy.
guy.
She's
I
got
got
a
a
guy
guy.
for that.
She knows a guy.
So everybody out there listening who doesn't got a guy, go to our merch shop and buy some cool merch. Shop.gunownersradio.com. That's shop, S-H-O-P, .gunownersradio.com. All right. Our old buddy Joe Drammissi has a very cool class coming up. It has to do with folks that have their CCW, which there are more and more of in beautiful San Diego County. So he wanted to make sure that they're taken care of and get the skills that they need to be successful. So he came up with a whole new curriculum. So we thought we'd have him on to talk about it.
Sure.
Joe, what's up, man?
Hey, bud.
Hey, I'm back. Good to be back here. See you guys for a little bit.
Hey,
I
Joe.
think usually I
Hi,
don't get
Joe.
a chance to hear the. Hey, Alicia. I usually don't get a chance to hear the commercials. I learned about the My Pillow guy makes towels. I didn't know that.
We're a wealth of information, a cornucopia of
Yes.
information.
Plethora.
Never
Yeah,
know
I tell
it.
you, everybody comes away with something from this show. It's pretty
That's
cool.
right. So more and more people are getting their CCW in San Diego, in part thanks to some of the instruction that you give on how to get your CCW, and of course some of the instruction that we have on the website. What are we up to now, Joe?
9414, I think, and was it Sheriff Martinez said there's about 5,000 applications in the queue.
Yeah.
So things are going well. We should break 10,000 the end of next month, I would think.
Joe's been he's got a spreadsheet. He's been tracking them since about what was it when it started? What was it, like 2000? You started tracking it every month or so?
Yeah, I started at somewhere around 1,100, 1,200, something like that.
Let's see a line graph.
Can we
He's
see a
got
pie
it.
chart?
Yeah, no, I do. Actually, I do graph it as part of my CCW seminar presentation. I just kind of show people, and you can see it's really picked up the last few months.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really kind of impressive. So the sheriffs are doing a great job, and apparently there's lots of interest.
I wonder why.
no kidding.
Yeah.
So tell us about your class. What's going on with the new? We're here. We're talking about. What are we talking about? Which class are we talking about?
Sounds like 2 classes
So-
today.
Yeah, so I'm doing a pair of classes, but the one is the pepper spray and situational awareness, which I've done before, and that's a great class as well.
Nice.
But the one we're going to talk about today is the CCW Next Steps class.
Okay.
And what that is, the intent with that is to help people learn all the million other things you have to learn besides the gun to carry safely and, hopefully effectively if you ever get into that kind of situation. And, it occurred to me, because teaching, Bill and I train, probably we do about, I don't know, we guess 50, 55 students a month, renewals and initial permits. And, and I look at a lot of those students and I know they're not going to set foot in the classroom again, until 2 more years when they have to set foot back in our classroom. And I try to encourage people to learn about this stuff. And if you think about, like with us, it's weird, with Alicia and Mike, all you guys, because we're immersed in it. And I talk to people every day that carry, I bet I read 7 or 8 gun magazines each month just because of the stuff that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And, talk to other instructors and everything. So, we hear all the different things, and it's easier for us. A lot of people, I think, that get their concealed carry, they're the only ones they know that carry, or they might know one other person that knows about as much as they do. So what I wanted to do is put together a class that addresses all the other stuff that you should know about it, that you need to learn about, that you won't, you don't necessarily get in the state mandated class. I mean, we touch on some of the things, but we really don't go into a lot of detail on a lot of the stuff. So that was kind of the intent of the class.
So the 8-hour class that's required is, I don't even know if I'd call it a 101 class. I mean, it really is. It's extremely basic, and a lot of it is testing. So this is for people that have kind of gotten through that. They have their CCW. This is really kind of laying a foundation. I don't know if it's not really laying a foundation. They should really probably already have a foundation, and it's not really fine tuning. It's somewhere in between, and just kind of getting you to that next step, appropriately named.
Well, it's giving them the rest of the information. So, in other words, you take the 8-hour class, you do the little shooting qual. We touch on, the things about laws and safety and that kind of stuff. But there's other things, like in this class, so I just run through the basic outline of the class. We'll go through and talk about firearms briefly, the difference, revolvers, semi-autos, single action, double action. Because, again, I see people in class, they have a gun. They just bought a gun. That's the one they're going to carry. They don't know anything else. And there's no way for people like that to really learn things other than, take classes or do something like that. So I want to try to give them a start with that. So just basic, gun safety and the different kinds of guns and how they work. And then going into equipment, holsters, inside the waistband holsters, outside the waistband holsters, different ways to carry, different ways to dress around the holster, guns that you could carry, couldn't carry. Well, there's really nothing you couldn't carry. But just thinking about all that kind of stuff. Gun belts. You had that experience when you
love my
tried
gun
your
belt.
first gun belt.
Oh, I love my gun belt.
But see, there's no way for, people that aren't immersed in this stuff to find out about that kind of stuff. Other things that you would carry, do you carry an IFAC, an individual first aid kit? Do you carry a tourniquet? Do you carry a flashlight? So what are other things that people carry and why? Carrying with the round in the chamber is another big deal. Everybody's nervous about that when they start. It's something you really have to do, and you got to work into it. So talking about that stuff. And then in addition to that kind of thing, getting into the situational awareness. I spend a lot of time on that because, like I tell students in our class, if you get into a situation where you actually have to use the gun, there's absolutely nothing good that comes from that, aside from you didn't get killed or someone you care about didn't get killed. Everything else that happens is bad. So the idea is to avoid getting into that situation in the first place. So, stressing the situational awareness, paying attention to what's going on around you. Because what I talk about in class, and we touch on this briefly in the CCW course, but I'll go into it in more detail in this next steps course. But with criminals, criminals have a certain way they select people and they select victims. And again, they can't hurt you from the other side of the parking lot. They have to get up close to you to do whatever it is they're going to do. And the things they do to select people and to get close to people are obvious if you're paying attention. And that's the kind of stuff that I want to talk about, and giving them some ideas about that. So, how to avoid situations in the first place. A little bit about de-escalation. Although the thing with de-escalation now is, we talk about that and stuff and avoiding confrontations and things like that. But realistically, you can only de-escalate people that want to be de-escalated. And
so
again,
how do people sign up? We gotta go to a break. But how do people find the class? How do they sign up?
The easiest way is to go to the USCCA website. So USCCA, and go on there, click on training, click on in-person training, and you'll find the 2 classes there. Type in I think they ask you to type in your zip code and you're good.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.